Use the Force, Luke. Let go, Luke.
The Force is strong in this way.
Luke, trust me.
Hello everyone, it is I, Republic Studs, and today we bought the LEGO Star Wars Death Star Trench Run. Now this is set 75329, coming at $60, a wide released 18 plus diorama set. Ages again 18 and up, a very interesting set. Certainly one of the weaker ones. We'll be getting into it and diving into if it's even worth its price, let alone if you should buy it or not. So with that said, I'm going to ask you all to hit that subscribe button, and we are going to get right on into it. Also, if you would like to purchase this set, feel free to use my links in the description. I have Amazon affiliates and that sort of stuff. Also, we are going to have chapters all down below, so you can skip around to find out what you want in regards to this LEGO Star Wars set. Let's go. So here is the box art for this set. Obviously, on top, you do get a good look at the whole trench run. You get the Death Star Trench Run logo down there, and you also get all your stats at the bottom. Now, on the back, you do have a great look just at the other angles of this set. You also have a look at some of the scenes from the movie where he's shooting down the X-Wings, or just a place you can display it. You also obviously do have the dimensions, which show 4 inches high, as well as 8.5 inches wide. Yet again, with these 18 plus sets, they keep doing these thumb tab boxes, and they have to stop with these. Honestly, for 18 plus sets, they shouldn't be having thumb tab boxes. Finally, on the side, as always, you guys know I am a fan when they show these special side angles, and this set is no exception. Also having the little diorama collection notarized on the bottom. You also do have the instruction booklet. This one actually had a pretty exceptional one. You do have a little quote from all of the people. Lock your S-Files in attack position. Obviously, again, one of the most iconic scenes in Star Wars. You do get a great look about outmaneuvering Darth Vader, or the 3D action experience. And one of the cool things about this set in particular is it actually reminds you a lot of the actual model they used. Like, it was an actual little tiny model. They didn't actually fly X-Wings into trenches, and there was no CGI, so they had to basically put little models in a little model of the trench. And then obviously you get all your basics, and you move to the back, you get your feedback and win. With that said, we are going to move on in to our hyper lapse. Now, usually with LEGO Star Wars sets, we start off by showing the minifigures, but since this set has none, we are going to start with the set. Now, this is a complaint I haven't seen thrown around a lot, so I'm going to be the first to do it. And quite honestly, I was upset because I thought this was the quote on it. I thought the quote was going to be, "Use the Force, Luke, let go," from Obi-Wan Kenobi. But they chose "The Force is strong" with this one. Now, "The Force is strong" with this one is pretty iconic, but I feel like out of the two that would be relevant to this scene, "Use the Force, Luke" is by far way better to do right before Luke obviously takes the final shot. And I'm really disappointed, actually, to be 100% honest, that they didn't make that the quote. That probably will bring down the rating of the set a whole point. It really should have been that from Obi-Wan. I'm very disappointed that it wasn't. With that being said, here is the set, and I want to take an individual quick look at each of the starfighters, and then I will be taking them off and taking a look at the overall build. Now, here is a look at Luke Skywalker's X-Wing Starfighter. It's a very solid mini build for what it is, and you, of course, do get the little R2-D2 special print. There's actually a second one of these included, so if you wanted to use it somewhere else, you can, which is actually great, and I love the way they did the engines, especially with the little diamond pieces. That was very creative, and I'm actually really happy with how they did that. And then moving back to one of my least favorite mini builds, the Darth Vader's TIE Advance. Now, this is an adult collector set, and this dopey little thing is supposed to be in an adult collector set. It feels blocky. It doesn't feel like his TIE Fighter. I mean, it generally does. The things move around like crazy. They're connected by basically studs. The lasers look really dumb too. The X-Wing, they at least figure that out with the weapons. With this, they just look goofy, where they're all shooting pretty much except for one of them. And this one right here, I'm not a big fan with the giant hooks at the bottom, because if you don't want to have them with the hooks, then it just looks even worse. If you don't want to have them with the lasers, it looks way worse. Making for an overall not great set, in my opinion. This really screws over the set, in my opinion. And then to make it better, you get a second one, which is right up there. Look at that. Wow. And you know, for the X-Wing, it actually looks solid, but these all look so goofy that I feel like it takes away overall. But with that said, let's take a look at the actual interesting part of the set, and all, which is basically the greebling. Now, to take these guys off, you want to take them off with their clear stands. You just hold down the pieces, and you can light them down like so. It's very simple for most of them. The only one you're going to have a serious problem with is the one connected to the wall, but that is pretty much it. You get 4 fighters total. And yeah, basically, here is the official set itself. If you want a minifigure scale comparison, here is one of Mace Windu's troopers. Honestly, this is actually quite a great, like, if you want to have some sort of battle going on. For instance, say in The Rise of Skywalker and Finn went up on the Star Destroyer, this is actually pretty solid. There's lots of cover, there's lots of defenses, so this is actually not a bad model. If you want to do something like that, I feel like it kind of works if you want to have a little Clone Wars battle. Okay, Loki, actually, like, I love this whole atmosphere where you have the battle shield going on, but that's just something fun you could do. That's not what this is supposed to be in the review. Yeah, really, premises, you get a lot of cool detailing. Here is a, main tower or turbo laser. You get some cool stuff like that. You get some cool webbing in the back. It's just cool stuff, honestly. You get, nice pipe things. You also get all this different stuff. You could technically use this, I guess, as one of the reactors or what have you. You get special, again, wiring and neat stuff to connect your pilots to and your fighters. And one of my favorites personally is this thing right here. It is some sort of special connection. I don't think most of these elements, quite honestly, have names. You also do have these two guys. You have this. Again, there's not really much to say about it, other than, I guess, what I was saying already. That really is the set. There's not much to it, to be 100% honest. Now, it is viewable from most of it, and this is probably another big, decent complaint you could have. It's not viewable at all from the back. There's nothing going on here. Honestly, they could have put in, maybe raise the price an extra $10, make it a $70 set. You have a little command station back here with Tarkin, or you could even have a cockpit, like with Vader, and it's like kind of, you're like in the inside of it, you have Luke's cockpit and Vader's cockpit. Just, I feel like that you need something extra, and I know it would have had to go outside the boundary, but they didn't have a problem doing that with the trash compactor. So honestly, that's something that I feel like is missing, and it's just blank wall. It just doesn't really do much. It's great shelf art. That's really all this set is. Now, I hate to say this, but this yet again is another LEGO Star Wars set that exists. This is really a nice one. If you're like a one-time purchaser of a LEGO Star Wars set and you just happen to love the scene from A New Hope where the X-Wings and TIE Fighters are chasing Luke down, this is a solid set for you to put on a shelf. It's really just kind of generic. It has some interesting builds, certainly out of the 3 recent sets in this style. This is certainly one of the weaker ones. Obviously, it is cheaper. But beyond that, in terms of build, it had the less interesting build, in my opinion, as a person who has built all 3 of them. It has certainly a lot of unique foliage and just general design. I don't know how to exactly describe it other than greebling. And it's certainly some of the coolest we've seen in LEGO Star Wars, period. But beyond that, there's nothing really that exciting about a set. And I hate to use the phrase that I used for the UCS Luke Skywalker's Land Speeder, but this is another LEGO Star Wars set that exists. But if this is something you like, then feel free to purchase it. It's not a bad purchase. It's not an awful set. It's just a set that exists. It's one that, I personally wouldn't pick up if I wasn't a LEGO Star Wars set reviewer. I, in fact, actively didn't really want to buy this one to begin with. And I was skeptical of even getting it, but, I ended up biting the bullet. It's still an interesting set. I will give it that. But with that said, I will see you all in the next one. 6 out of 10. Remember to peace out and stay awesome.